Okay. Hello, Bob. So I figured this would probably be the best way to show you the system I have set up. So it uses dice, for starters. The mod itself, Mappamundi, is pretty interesting. So you can choose from any time period. You can go I mean, in terms of stuff that's finished and broke, or finished and not broken, uh, you can go from 1914 to 2021. Though 1836 I haven't tried. Seems interesting though. We're gonna do let's do 1914. So the system's set up basically what I have it to do is there's a specific you roll certain dice for certain things, so if it'll load, I can show you. It might take a second. So, okay. For starters, let's just start. The mod itself actually has a very interesting soundtrack. This is not music I'm playing. I'm a very big fan of it. For some reason. Okay. Scoot back here. So, when it starts up, you'll find that it kind of looks a little weird and barren in terms of GUI. And, well, you'd be right. It's extremely barren in terms of gameplay. However, there's also this fun part that I kind of hate about it, but also love. It adds a bunch of provinces, and it's basically, it turns Hearts of Iron into a map engine, which a lot of mods really don't do. Now here's the part where stuff is like, where the dice system comes in. We're gonna do debug. We're gonna become Russia. Actually, I'm gonna do this with, let's do this with the USA. That will be interesting. And it'll hopefully be a lot easier as well. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna release. Oh, what the heck? Okay, let's just release a few nations. And split the US up by a bit. Is that McDonald's? That's McDonald's. Anyways. Okay, this is also a pretty good country to release as well. So, starting out, if you want to do like some weird history scenario where everything's kind of like fallen apart and stuff like that, then what you can do is you can release all of these nations, and then kind of the system I have in place is meant to sort of simulate battles, if that makes any sense. And so with those battles being, simulated, you can choose. So like let's say Utah were to like attack Cascadia or something like that, and Cascadia, I don't know, one got good rolls and stuff like that. Well then, what you do is all the land that was Utah is given to Cascadia, and it just goes on from there. And if it's a situation where it was just like really unlucky rolls, or if you just wanna, you can roll a d20, and anything that goes above a 10, whatever nation just got, slaughtered, can fight back for their, independence. So this is a good way to start. So let's say the territory of the Rio Grande, once El Paso, and East El Paso, and Juneau, East El Rio, North Juneau, maybe even South Monahans, right? Well, what they'd have to do is they'd have to first roll D100 for troops. So they'll be attacking with 59 divisions, and Texas will be defending with 10 divisions. Right? And so, how this division setup works, rolling the D100 for how many divisions each side will have. For every 10 troops that one side has over the other is a +1. So, right here, 59 for the Rio Grande, they would have a +4 for their D20. So then you roll the D20 for attack, a 12, and then Texas defense is a 4. So obviously you go here and they successfully get this territory, right? Oh, if it will work, that'd be nice. There you go. Maybe even some extras, since that was a critical failure on Texas' part, right? So then let's say we want to roll for Texas to do a counterattack. They roll an 18, so that's high up above a 10. So roll for Texas. They'll be attacking for 68 troops against the Rio Grande, and the Rio Grande will be defending with 19. So Texans have probably a +5? Let me calculate that. Yeah, no, they have a +4. Alright, so Texas attacks the +4, and they roll a 17, and the Rio Grande defends the 14. The Rio Grande loses some land. Not all of it, but some of it. And so you just kind of do that with whatever countries you want. You can even like simulate it if a province, like for example, this little fucking hellhole right here of Oklahoma City, you could simulate like an entire battle of a city or like a small group of provinces and stuff like that. And you can really do anything, but of course there's like some other smaller things that definitely need to get tweaked out. But another interesting mechanic that I put in with this dice system is diplomacy. So let's say like Cascadia wants this northern part of North California, right? Well, we roll 2 d20s. Anything above, actually, was that right? No, we roll a d20 and anything above a 10 is a success. So Cascadia does not get this northern part because they rolled a 3. So they just kind of don't get it, and you can't really like do a roll to persuade again sort of check, just because it'd kind of be OP, and you could just sit there doing that over and over again, re-rolling until you get something above a 10, which would kind of be broken. But yeah, so it also kind of really works well in like areas over here with European war, especially because of how small these provinces are. You could do like the Battle of Leipzig or the Battle of Berlin on something and do roll for multiple battles multiple times, and so on and so forth. And if there's a faction of countries, then you roll 2d100s or you roll 3d, depending on how many other nations are in the faction. It's how many d100s you roll. So usually, if it's like a faction of 3 countries against a faction, or it is against just a single country, most of the time the faction country is going to win some way somehow. It's pretty interesting. I was messing around with it for hours last night, and I actually want to show you. I called it Hell World. I don't know if it's gonna work, but fingers crossed. But yeah, you can kind of create your own little world with this, basically, and the possibilities are almost endless. I say almost because I don't know, I haven't played around with it enough yet to see how many, what the limits of it really can be. There's certainly ways you can just kind of make something win in the country that you want to win by just re-rolling and stuff like that, but there's definitely a lot more that can be put into it. Um, the diplomacy stuff currently is like I want to still work on like diplomacy roles and persuasion roles. So like if a country, I don't know, maybe roll a D100 for, I guess, a country's lobbying or something. I don't know. I want to put in some other extra mechanic to make the diplomacy roll a bit less, oh, if it just rolls below 10, whatever, it's over. There's no, like, advantage, there's no added buffs or anything like that. Because it'd look really weird for, like, Estonia to ask for a lot of land from Russia, and for them to just get it, because Russia's obviously a far superior and bigger country than Estonia would be. Yeah, this is what I worked on last night. It is, Russia is kind of pooped. These are currently the 4 factions that exist. These guys right here is really funny. Plesetsk, all throughout every fucking battle they ever fought, they would just get fucking horribly embarrassed until they won, eventually. It's just very funny. At least to me, it was extremely funny. And over here, Germany just got done with a civil war in an Anschluss. Again, so originally it was the Federal Republic of Germany, the Wehrmacht, but the Wehrmacht and its, the other parts of Germany that were rebelling against the Reich's rebellion? Kind of got their butts kicked, but they didn't go down without a good fight and caused a lot of embarrassment and damage to the Nazis before, they lost. So, it was interesting to see and watch play out. But yeah, I can probably show you more later when you're all better and stuff like that, but I hope you like it. I thought you'd like it because it kind of like has stuff that'd be incorporated into D&D in it, and I found it really fun and interesting myself to just be able to sit here and roll and think of stories of how everything could have gone down. It's pretty interesting. I think it could even work for a multiplayer scenario, so yeah. That's about all. I hope you get better, Bob. Bye-bye.